Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's do this again. Let's do this again. So, I'm in a little bit of a funny place here, in that I started working on an asset here just before I ate dinner, and we ate dinner and sat around afterwards, the family, and the internet went out, and I couldn't figure out why, and I went to go check it out to see what was going on, and a fuse had blown. And I was trying to figure out, trying to reset it, go into fuse box. And I go into the fuse box, and none of the fuses are blown. Everything's straight across the board, but there's no power going to this one outlet. Um, and so I don't know what to make of it. There's only two things plugged into this friggin' thing. Um, Neither one of them is responsible for this. We got the modem and the router and the light in the room that they're in. That's it. Little lamp, and the lamp was off, not even powered up. So I don't know what happened, but there's no power going to that circuit anymore. So I had to move the router along. Anyway, while trying to figure out what the hell was going on, I killed the power to the whole house, figuring I would pop the circuit and it would come back. And it just completely didn't occur to me that in popping that, my poor computer would turn off. And so I lost the work that I had done. It shouldn't be much to get it back. I'm going to see what happens here. I've already loaded up the project, and I'm hoping is loading. I want to see what state it arrives in here. It auto backed. Restore selected. So it looks like it'll be fine. I'm hoping. And I had already done all of my bakes here on this guy, and he was good to go. Figured it was time to get friggin' on with texturing this goddamn thing. It's been in the map forever, and I just wanted to be done with it. And so there it goes. And so I want to get this part of it done. I'm just purely on totems now. Now that I got that look at, so I'm awaiting rig and animations, and everything else is all just totems. So the more of those I can get done, the better, and just power through now. I got to fight the urge to simplify the totems. I know there's a bunch of them that I've been feeling like doing that. However, that's what I'm working on now. So we're going to self-occlude only by same mesh, and same thing with the thickness, only by same mesh. I'll make sure these are both turned up, and bake. As I said, I've already baked this, so I already know my bakes are good and that things are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And it bakes just lovely. She just walked away. So yeah, so I'm going to plug away here at doing some of these totems. Let's go see while this is baking. Computer just locked up on me while it's doing the AO. I may have to stop and get some water at some point. And when she leaves you for you... Come on. There we go. I'm just going to pop open Unreal here. Getting itchy under my beard. I should have just let it bake and not fiddled with it. Let me the first to say I'm okay. So we'll see how this works here. One more bake to go. And now I'm okay. I've opened up my eyes. So we're going to see here how quickly I can get back to where I was with this thing. As I said, I already kind of textured it, and then I killed the power to my machine. So I do remember kind of what I'd done and where I'd done it. This is the only thing that really bothers me here, and I think only because you can actually tilt the meshes around. Do I feel like I should go try and fix that? So what's going on there is in my baking, it's the distance here. I'm going to bring this up to 0.1 and bake again. And I'm going to jump into Unreal, and I just want to go check out my meshes and see. So I've got the gnome in here. I'm on the cave dweller right now. I figured I'm just going to go power through, man. Just start at 1 and kind of keep plugging away. So we've got Creature from the Lagoon, Cyclops, the Djinn, the Doppelganger. I've got a couple of books to do. Both Doppelganger and Etten are going to be books that I have to make. Felinus. This is going to be another interesting one that I'm not really sure how I'm going to go about doing this. I know what I want to do. It's just a matter of I don't friggin' know how to do it. So that'll be a little interesting. We'll see how that works. I mean, there are other things that I can do for Felinus if I want to. I want to try and avoid swapping out totems, just to avoid problems. But we'll see how that works. I've got to do. Oh, the Mimic is another one that I've been putting off. I've got to do an anglerfish. And that's one that I've got to sculpt. And so I may go and do that. The Mutant's a little mini A-bomb. The Mutant Cyborg is a badge. That's another one I should be able to whip off pretty quick. I've got a plant that I have to do. That too is going to get ZBrushed and sculpted. The Raving Lunatic is the chainsaw. The Devil is the fiddle. The Doctor is the Doctor Satchel. So that's another one I can do probably pretty quickly. Scarecrow, that's going to be Raggedy Ann or Raggedy Andy. I don't know what in Sam Hill made me decide to do that for the Scarecrow. I may sub that out for something else. I don't know what. The Troll is a wooden club. That's yet another one that should be fairly easy to do. And the Wendigo, I think, is a dream catcher for the Wendigo. I don't recall. But anyway, fairly manageable in what it is that's going on here. Oh, good. That looks like it did absolutely fix the issue that I was worried about. Yeah. Okay. Oh, what is this? There's something a little funky here directly under. I don't even have the meshes open anymore. I don't even have the high poly anymore. Let me go look at the normal map here that baked. And indeed, that's the normal map. So that looks to me like it might be overlapping geometry, which if that's the case, it's an easy fix. Remember this. Why on earth would I have a smoothing group split there? God, I did a shite job on that. Oh, and this thing ended up baking on itself. Well, Shazbot. So I might have to split those two things up. Do another bake. Last stitch. Okay. What I'm going to do here is, while I correct those things, I can at least get my texture going. Now I've got a custom smart material that I made here for the dog's food dish, which is just dirty white plastic, which I think is a really good rock and roll band name. Dirty White Plastic. What is going on, man? Oh, it's Max. Oh, what the hell is this? Why is Max's viewport black? Let's reset max. Okay, that's funky. So this is new. Now Max was open when let's try switching to the gradient. Look at that. Oh, don't say okay. I wonder if my video card's pooched. That's what I'm... That gradient. That's really interesting. Let me go in... I mean, this is rendering at a bajillion frames a second, so that's non-video card issue. And this is running, which is non-video card issue. But something happened to Max. You could die. Can I open a recent? Just want to see what happens when I open a file here. It looks like Max is reverted to some weird state. Oh yeah, look at this. I'm gonna close Max. Try and reopen it. That's a video card issue when that happens. I've actually had that happen to students in the past. Benny boy, how you doing? How was your summer, my friend? Hey, Michael, how you doing, brother? Yeah, Max is fucked. They don't even need your love. Treat me like a stranger and it feels so rough. I don't know why the background went dark like this. So those of you just joining us, I done fucked up, and I fucked up in a royal way. So we had after dinner, we had the internet go out here at my house, and I couldn't figure out why. There was just a circuit in my house that went. Only two things were on the circuit: the modem and the router, and a little light for the room that they're in. So no really big draw, and man, I don't know what happened, but in trying to fix it, I killed the power to my house, and that obviously killed the power to my computer. So my computer was on and running when I killed the power to it, and that has had some effects here on obviously on what's going on. They don't even need your love. Treat me like a stranger and it feels so rough. Let's go to preferences and go to viewports. Yeah, there's no that I used to know. Weird. That's really weird. So it's telling me that I don't actually have a video driver turned on in Max. It's just really kind of strange. Anyway, I do want to go check the UVs on this while I... Okay, so the error was on these guys here. And sure, what the hell is this? Ah, son of a bitch. It didn't unwrap one of the components? Yeah, it's nice to, I'd say, see you too, Benny, but I don't see you. And I can't hear you either. It's nice to know you're doing well. How's that? Oh, I wanna be inside. Wait, why is this empty too? There was something here. Oh, I wanna be inside. Okay, so let's just go and I'll do a really quick UV on this thing. I don't know why I left this. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know how I could have ignored it. We'll do some very rare UVs in here. It's not a max glitch. The drivers went away. I've had this happen in the past. And it usually always has to do with a power outage. Max, if Max is writing to one of its setting files or whatnot, or an autoback, while you're in the process of using the software, it just completely destroys. What am I doing? I just need one edge here. It'll just completely destroy the preferences for the file for the program, which can make it go away. And so, I don't know if that's what did it, but that's where my money is. Blink. Oh, don't do that. Straighten this out. Fly. Okay, so turn this off and go in here. We'll break that. Doink. Okay, so I've got enough room here to put this stuff in. I may or may not have done a mild advertisement in all of our year's Discord. That's very, very excellent, Benny. I actually have a Discord server that I'm running as well here. I started it when we went remote last year, and I actually use it for. I was using it for George Brown. I was actually teaching my courses there. They didn't have. I didn't have the bongo stuff that we had at Sheridan. And so I was kind of left to fend for myself a little bit. And so I ended up just using Discord to teach, which in the end was fantastic. It was is a really useful place to teach. But as a result, I ended up with a server there, and I just kept it going. After the I'm gonna go spit this guy out. After the semester ended, I didn't get rid of the server. And all the students stick around, and so I've kind of altered it now to become this Students of Topher place. And so, hey, Nick, I didn't even see your message there. Look at everybody's here now. That's awesome. And so, yeah, that server kind of turned into a former Student of Topher server. And so I've got students from and I would say it's every school that I've taught at. I was going to say almost, but no Bobby's there from Seneca, so it's everybody. I got one from every school where I've been. And we've got a work in progress channel where people are posting models and things that they're working on. And we've got if you want the address, I can't post it in the chat here in YouTube because posting of links is against their terms of service. Which I found out the hard way. But you guys all have my personal email, which is associated with this YouTube channel. And so if you shoot me an email, I will send you the link to the server, and you can come pop in. Say hello, which reminds me, I don't have Discord actually running at the moment. But yeah, I'll pop it in. I usually have Discord open every single day. We've been using it at the studio, and so I've been there a chunk as well, and so I'm gonna go post here. Then I'm actually live streaming. So we'll see how that works. Anyway, yes. I've also got my camera now, and so I'm kind of getting into a system here where I'm getting ready for teaching. This is the Cave Dweller. So I'm going to reboot Max here. I don't know why this is happening. Go check my viewports again. Yeah, so it's telling me that there's currently no video driver plugging away, which would be nice. I can't configure the driver either. So let's go to DX9 and say okay. And then I'm going to switch back to DX11 just to make sure that it actually does kind of pop in and say okay. And I'm going to close Max and reopen it. And I'm hoping the issue is resolved here. So those of you, Benny and Nick, who haven't been here, haven't seen what it is what this live stream is all about, I should show you guys. So yeah, you guys can just email me at toph.turner@gmail.com, and I'll send you the link to the server. And so shoot that on over. But yeah, I'm working on this little project here that I can show you guys what this is all about. Let me just go and actually, there's nothing I need to do here. Let me show you what this guy is. So Benny and Nick, you guys saw this an earlier version of this kind of thing when you were in my class. Hey, Bunny, how you doing? So this is, hey Christian, welcome back in. I'm getting a whole whack of my Sheridan students popping in here too. Email sent, eh? Okay, let's go into my email address here. There we go. Send that off to Nick. Incoming. Nick, you can spread that around wherever you like as well. I think they expire after about a 24-hour period or something like that. You would know the Discords better than I, but yeah, so Nick and Benny, when you guys were in my class and we did the character work, we played a game in that first week of class to help you guys get a little direction in terms of what the I already did that, in terms of what the character was going to be that you modeled. That was my character selection game. It was 2.0, the one that you guys played. I showed you the roulette wheel, which was the first one I made. So this is character selection game 3.0. Let me go configure my stream a little bit differently here so that you can get the full effect of what it is that I'm doing. I'm just going to increase my Steam Labs here. I'm just going to turn on the desktop audio so that you can hear this. Because there's audio in what it is that I'm doing. So this is the third character selection game that I've made, and again, I've kind of been amplifying what I've been doing each time, going a little further and a little further and a little further with it. In fact, this one is tons further than I expected it to go. Sup, Studio? How you doing, brother? So the way that this one works is a little something like this. Here, I'll hit play. This is some debug on screen here. Don't worry about that. So when you hit play, you get the title of the course up at the top in my character selection game, and you are asked to input your name, which I will do. I am Topher, and then your email address, and I'll use my George Brown email address here at georgiebrown.ca. There's also a flag here for I'm not a student because I'm anticipating this getting spread around a little bit and other people wanting to play with it too. And so anyway, once you've entered valid information and you hit enter, the play button will appear. And when you click play, again, this game's going to load, and we end up in this old, dank, and dirty basement with this kid here. Now, it is worth pointing out this is not the final rig on the kid. You can see he's actually missing the texture on his hat. That's not final as well. And so he is going to change a little bit These animations, I just grabbed these from Mixamo, and the rigging is actually Mixamo as well. But the idea is that students are going to spawn in this dank and dirty basement and have the ability to kind of wander around. So you can kind of go and explore at your leisure. And you'll see on occasion the kid kind of looks around. Light bulb went out. You'll see on occasion the kid kind of looks around at things, and what he's looking at is a collection of objects I've placed in the world called totems. You can see here he's looking down at the old toilet paper down there on the ground, and if I actually line my camera up with the toilet paper, I can highlight it, and it says left click to interact. So if I click on this, we'll see the toilet paper here full screen, and it says toilet paper. What is this doing down here? It isn't even dirty. You ponder using it for whatever reason, but that old toilet doesn't look that appealing. And then you're given the option of doing one of two things, taking the item or putting the item back. Now, if you put the item back, the item goes back and you're free to continue walking around. And you can kind of go about the world here and go look at different things. So over here we got, oh, human brain. A brain. Having never physically touched one before, you grab this organ like you were snapping a football. You expect it to be squishy and wet. And you're right. Why on earth would you touch that? Unhygienic. Again, you can choose to take the item or put the item back. And so the basement is filled with these things. These totems, as I call them. There are 50 of them. Not yet, but there will be. And they're all kind of strewn. There's also little jump scares like that. They're all kind of strewn about the basement in kind of random locations. There's a stick on the ground there. There's a balloon here. And the way that this works is that students aren't going to be given any direction. They're just going to be told to play this. And so when a student chooses to take an item, so here we have a balloon, this perfectly looking helium-filled balloon was probably left behind by some child. Though what a child was doing in a place like this is another matter altogether. Come to think of it, why the balloon doesn't rise or sink is not sitting well with you. So if I take the balloon, the screen fades to black, the camera falls to the floor, there's a corner here, I'm going to have the kid standing in the corner, very Blair Witch-like. It says your choice is made. And you get this note here that says, please go check your email for more information. I'm going to get a copyright hit for that song, but that's okay. So I'll kill the audio. The game then quits on its own. Like so. So now I'm back into the editor here. And what happened in the background is one of two things. So I'm going to log into my George Brown email here so I can show you what students are going to see. So the first thing that students see, here's the email that I received. It says, your choice has already been made. Now, the reason that this came up is that there's a save file, and I've already played the game, so it says, Topher, you've picked up the balloon. This perfect-looking helium-filled balloon was probably left behind. It's the same clue that was in the engine, in the game. Doesn't sit well with you. It then says here, only your first selection counts towards your character selection. Since this is not the first time you have played, you're being sent this card for entertainment. I think it says entertainment purposes only. And then, oh, there it is. Entertainment purposes only. This is not being sent to your professor. So what we have here is then the card of what it was that they picked up. So, the thing that was picked up was the balloon. And so what the balloon relates to is the creepy clown, or the evil clown. Now, it's not necessarily Pennywise, though you could do Pennywise if you wanted to. It's just that you're making an evil clown. So there's a little description here that says, you've picked up the creepy balloon. The creature you will be creating for the duration of third year is the evil clown. This is a creature that disguises themselves as something harmless to lure in children. When designing your creature, think of whether you want your creature to be supernatural or not. Your clown can be human in makeup or a creature in disguise. Don't be afraid to push the design. Your character also needs to be humanoid. The best example of this creature is Pennywise from the film It, though you are encouraged to create your own design. For your second character, you have three options: a human victim of your creature, a human disguise for your creature, or a hero to vanquish your creature. And so that's the email that the student is going to get. It's going to tell them what they're essentially what they're going to be working on all year long in their email. And so I've got 50 of those cards. Here are my totems. And so the reason I'm kind of setting it up in this way is that it makes it so that students don't just get to pick what they make, but they're going to have this game that they play that when they choose to go pick something up in the world, that is what's going to define the character that they're going to be making. And so yeah, so that's what I've been plugging away on here. Is this old creepy basement that is meant to be just a little bit of a fun way for the students to get this kind of character selection stuff underway. And so a shape-shifting clown would work. However, again, it still has to meet the criteria. So it has to be humanoid. Means that, like, Pennywise is shape-shifting, but the version I want you to make is the evil clown version. Now, if you want to push and exaggerate things like limbs, so that, he's got longer than normal limbs, or he's a little, his mouth is open, he's got all the teeth and stuff. It's that kind of thing. And so there's all kinds of things like that you can do. It's got to be humanoid because we're going to be doing rigging in sixth term, and so I need to make sure that we are at a point where that works. Oh, son of a bitch! I did it again, didn't I? I keep adding totems to the wrong map, which makes them not work. So I'm going to pop that guy out, save everything, and go into this one. So I've got this really cool system that I've developed for my my totems, which is I have this blueprint that I've written. And the blueprint is all of the totems are kind of in one. So while this doesn't really look anything like the one that I made for Overwatch or the roulette wheel, the background of what's running this, I don't want to say code because I haven't written a line of code. I've scripted the whole thing. But the system that's running this in the background is all related to what was done before. So I'm kind of inheriting some of the system from the Kerplunk wheel, or the whatchamacallit, the Plinko board that I did for Overwatch. I've taken some of the script that ran that because it was really good, and it got the job done. I just need to, kind of keep building on that. So while I'm changing kind of what the game looks like and how it works, it's all being built on that kind of, it's all being built on that same kind of system. So cool. I jumped over to the, into the Discord channel here just to go welcome you guys. I got a whole bunch of you guys coming on in, which is good. And so yeah. Hey, Rich, what's up? Nice of you guys to pop by and say hello. And so anyway, this little blueprint here, this runs all of the totems. I've kind of built them in this really kind of neat way. Where what I've done, I created a series of meshes that originally were all just a teapot. So I made a teapot in 3ds Max and exported 50 of them and gave them all the proper names that the totems will have, just so that I can actually make the game work. And what I've been doing recently is actually going in and replacing them now with the more finished meshes. So here we have the alien pod, which is a face hugger egg kind of thing. And this will give you the humanoid alien here. So when you choose to pick this thing up, you'll end up making a half human, half alien hybrid. But the way that this entire system is built is off of this list here, data table, which essentially is what happens when you import an Excel sheet into Unreal. And so I've got various columns and rows here. So each row is a different creature, and the columns give me the number associated with each one of these things, the totem name, the display name of the creature, the file name for that creature, and then the description that shows up in the UI. And so when I want to go change these things, if you'll notice here, number 0 or row, the numeration of these things is the alien pod, which is why when you drag one of these things in, it defaults to 0, giving us this first totem. And so, yeah, Rich, there's a whole bunch of them popping in. I was going to say you're third year too, aren't you? But no, I totally forgot you were third year last year, so you're fourth now. And so, yeah. And so to go and change it to one of the other totems here, all I need to do, so for instance, I want this one to be the gnome. So here's my gnome here, and you can see he's number 26. So with this asset selected, if I just go and change my totem number to 26, it changes it to the gnome and updates all of the information. So instead of actually having 50 of these things built, I actually just have one of them built, and I'm just going in and swapping out the file. And so it's kind of a really neat system. And so yeah, so I'm really pleased with the way this is working, and I've got totems kind of hidden all over the place. And hopefully, the idea here, when you see these things, is that you can't really figure out which are totems and which aren't. And so that's kind of the idea. And so yeah, those of you new to this who haven't been here before, we do have a couple of industry veterans that join on occasion and come hang out and critique work and stuff like that. Bobby did on my Discord channel did a portfolio review not too long ago for some of the people interested in doing that, and so he ran that before my live stream. I've been live streaming for the last month and a half or so, 8 o'clock to midnight or so, and so we've kind of got this nice little rhythm going. And so anyway, yeah, Bobby came and he was at EA out in Vancouver for a little while, and he's at an indie startup now. And he ran a portfolio review, which was awfully kind of him to do that. And so you go check out the Whips and Feedback section, the channel in the Discord, and you'll see all of the stuff that people have been posting and whatnot. So we're kind of building a little bit of a community here, which is kind of nice. And so, yeah, we've got a couple of industry veterans that pop around and will lend their voice to things. Mostly come in here to tell me that I'm fucking shit up, because I'm, again, a character artist, and none of this is character, and so I am pulling a lot of this out of my ass. But it's working. It's working so far. So yesterday's stream, I've actually live streamed the entire creation of this whole thing, starting with a brand new empty Unreal file. And so the entire game that you see here, everything has been live streamed, and I've put them together in YouTube. They all have the same name, which is Character Selection Game Video, and yeah. I did see that the new stuff is out. I haven't gone to play with it yet. I'm not really able to yet. I'm just waiting right now. We're a couple of weeks out from the new semester. I won't be teaching ZBrush at Sheridan. It's not something that's going to work with the remote learning. ZBrush does not allow for remote licensing and stuff like that, so it's too kind of screwed up to try and get that to work. And so I'm not going to be teaching ZBrush there. I'm going to be teaching it at George Brown, and I still have no idea how that's going to work. But yeah, it is going to be a hell of a semester doing that. And so anyway, I can't upgrade to the latest version until I know what version the school's going to have installed. Once I know what the school has moved on to 2021, I can upgrade. But since I'm teaching from my own machine, I need the same version that the students are going to have. So I'm unable to update until I get that information. And so, yeah, it is what it is. And so, anyway, what I've been doing here is just trying to get some of my totems built. I've got most of the systems in place. The last thing I did yesterday was just getting the kid to look at the totems when he walks around. So he's got this really neat look at system. Again, the rig and animations are kind of temporary here, but you actually see him kind of look around at the totems when he gets near them. And so I've got this kind of this check that he does. So when he looks over at something, it kind of gives you the indication that there's something over there. And so, yeah, as you walk around, you see the kid kind of look here and look there. And so that was the system that I got up and running yesterday. I might soften it. He still looks a little snappy when he looks at things. And so it is kind of neat to be able to have him kind of go and look at things. He's also breaking his neck, too, because I'm just moving his head. But anyway. That's where I am with this. And so, yeah, you know, ZBrush is my baby. I've been ZBrushing more than anything else in the past, and so it is one of those things that I'm trying to get back into. Like I said, I've done away with the characters from Overwatch. That is now a thing of the past, and so kind of moving onward and upward, moving on from there. And so that is the goal now, is going to be to get something new. So we're going to be doing these creatures. One of the reasons I chose these creatures, these monsters, is to this semester is going to happen around Halloween, right? And so I figured that'd be a good time to start designing monsters and whatnot is during the Halloween time, and so that's why I've chosen that as the theme for this. Okay, yeah. So I gotta fix that. Edit project configuration. We're gonna re-import. So I've got a issue here with my cave dweller totem, and then I had some overlapping UVs here, which need to be corrected. So we'll go and do that. Might be able to find the radius of object and find approximately distance averages and calculate the head turn from there. Yeah, that's. I mean, you're kind of barking up the right tree. The nice thing, and I've been through this a lot with Rich. It's kind of neat to have all you guys be Unity people, where you're like, oh yeah, I know the math to do that. You know, just grab the dot product, and like you guys are all right, and that's what you do. But you don't need any of that with Unreal. If I go and show you the way the system works in Unreal. So this is my animation blueprint, which essentially drive the animation for the kid. And all I've got is a node called look at and a location. This is just a vector, and it'll point his head towards wherever this object is. And then I've got a variable here that is yes or no, just a Boolean. I mean, it's a float, but this is a way of turning up or down that value. So if I set this float to 0.5, the look at is half of what it should be. So what I could do is I can actually put a second one of these in here like this, and just kind of feed them together. Put the same location in, and then just set this one to half. And what I could do is that I could tell this to be, oh, no, instead of the head, make the neck look at it. So now we'll get, you know, blah, blah, and both bones will move together. And so, you know, this is kind of one of the things with working in Unreal, is that you don't need programmers. You know, I can make everything work without a programmer. I haven't written a line of code in this entire game. I mean, it's got UI. It's got, if I go and run this again here, you know, I've got, not only do I have UI in the game, don't mind the other kid, but I've got, you know, I've got a menu screen, which, you know, completely works and does all the things that it's supposed to do. Not a line of code put in there. And so Unreal kind of makes your life a lot simpler when you see that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, so that's kind of what I've been plugging away with here on this. I'm definitely looking forward to getting back to... Oh, I wish, Rich. I wish. In coming up with a new curriculum for year 2, I was asked how much Unity I was going to be teaching. And I was like, none. And they were like, no. No. Like we need a ratio of, Unity to Unreal. We can't just... And I was like, well, 0 to 100 is a ratio. And they were like, no. We need some Unity. And so I had to plead my case to try and get out of teaching Unity. I was like, I can't teach Unity. I don't fucking know it. I'm too busy using a good game engine. And so anyway, so I've got assignments that I'm going to be assigning that if the students want to do them in Unity, that's fine. Do it in Unity. But I'm not going to be teaching any Unity. I want to concentrate more on the why things are done than the specific, this is how you do it in this software. And anyway, when I ended up explaining it that way to Jeff, he was all like, yeah, no, that makes sense. And so anyway... Although I did find out that the Lion King was done in Unity. That was news to me. I was not aware of the fact that it was used for film like that. And apparently that that film is why they switched over to Unreal to do The Mandalorian. Is that Unity just wasn't up to snuff for what they were doing, and so. Yeah, The Lion King, the new... I don't want to say live action because it's not live action. It's animated still. It's just computer animated. But anyway, the new Lion King with Beyonce, that one is all done in Unity. Exactly my point. Yeah, did you not know that, Benny? It's all Unity in The Lion King, which, I don't know. I mean, you can watch that movie and draw your own conclusions as to how well that worked out. But yeah. Make this thing a little bit shinier. It's supposed to be a hard. It's the only Unity toot I'm going to give, man. But anyway, that's why, because it was Jon Favreau that did that as well. And he was the one that, they did all this virtual camera work and stuff like that. It's really kind of neat. But anyway, that was one of the driving forces behind switching into Unreal for the Mandalorian, was that they had issues with Unity. I don't know what they were. It's just they weren't able to do all of the things quite in the way that they wanted to. And so, yeah, no, there is absolutely nothing wrong with Unity. The real question isn't how Unity stacks up with UE4, because they're pretty much on point. They're on par. They're similar engines. The real question is, what is Unity going to do against UE5? Because a lot of what they've shown of what UE5 is going to be capable of doing, there's not going to be a lot of point in not just not using Unity, but in not using anything else. Some of the features, some of the things that they're claiming that new engine can do is just staggering, man. It's going to be crazy to see that and be able to play with it, which is something I'm pretty excited for. I want to get my hands on that and actually see what that engine is capable of. They're saying that anything you've built in Unreal in UE4, you're going to be able to just open those files in UE5, thinking of it as just an upgrade for that engine, and so. We should see what we're capable of in not too long, and shows like The Mandalorian are really what's driving a lot of the things that they're doing. Right, they are really looking at film in terms of pushing what the engine can do further. So yeah, so we'll see how that works. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate this layer here. Let's go and rename this orange. Aren't you glad I didn't think? 4K monitor. I can't read that shit. This one will be Blick. So I'm just creating various dirty plastics here. I have a smart material that I wrote. The smart material, actually, the reason that I wrote it was for one of my totems over here, which is the dog food dish that says Larry. All the totems are kind of in disguise as well, so it'll be kind of interesting to see if anybody can figure them out. But anyway, this is that dirty plastic that I made. I made it for there, and I just saved it as a smart material because I've got a ton of stuff that just happens to be dirty plastic. And so here I used that same smart material, made it orange, made sure that the wear is kind of turning yellow, so it almost looks like this was painted from a yellow helmet. And just turn up the gloss on it a little bit so it looks a little bit more hard shell. Those two things aren't really related, but anyway, it does a pretty good job. And so, yeah, Rich, I agree, man. The polygon count stuff is incredible. Like they were in the trillions of polygons in that world that they were showing. And that's impressive, on its own. But one of the things that really blew my mind was the 100% real-time lighting. That the fact that they just only have dynamic lights, and I mean, this is something that's not far off. Like my world right now has no baked lighting. There's nothing in here that is static. All of these lights, everything that I've created is dynamic. And that's doing things like giving me really beautiful shadows without having to worry about baking them in, which, again, ends up looking really, really good. But in that demo scene, man, when they're moving that light in and around the cavern, and you can see the hole in it, man, that is absolutely stunning what they're going to be able to do with that. No, I have not, Christian. I've got some friends that do artwork for film and stuff like that, but I have no interest in doing that. The closest I did was some pre-visualization stuff for the Magic School Bus when it was going to be 3D on Netflix, but they ended up scrapping that and it went away, and so that's gone. But that's really the only thing I ever did, and really I only did that because it was in the middle of a break in the semester, and I didn't know whether or not I was going to be able to go back to teaching. That happened when I had surgery on my spine, and so I wasn't really sure if teaching was going to work. And so, yeah, that's the only thing I've done. It'll be, yeah, exactly, Jinx. It's killer, man. It's killer. Some of the stuff, man. Some of the stuff. It's absolutely phenomenal where the games industry is going right now. That demo, if you didn't catch it, was all done on a PS5 as well. Which, again, man, that's mental. That's mental that games are going to look like that. It's definitely one of those things that... Oh, not that guy. It's definitely one of those things that, like, is going to drive, the look of games here in our lifetime. But, really? Why are you broken? I've got a normal map issue on this thing that I still can't figure out where that's coming from. I'm going to have to not care right now, though, because I don't have time to care. I got to get these stupid assets built so I can get them in my game. So, yeah, so I'm just making this this quick kind of miner's helmet here as one of the totems. So I've got kind of a creature called the Cave Dweller is one of the totems. Or this is one of the totems. And so that's what I'm kind of working on. So let's go add, I'm going to make some chrome here. Let's go back to my regular materials. I don't actually need a material. This is going to be metallic. And we're going to give it a little bit more shine. Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, actually, I think that's going to work quite nicely. We're going to rename this to Chrome. And I'm going to add a black mask to this and just go and select this and that. So I get the shiny bits on that. I'm going to have to put some dirt on top of that as well. I'm going to go into the smart materials and I'm going to grab the superhero fabric. Yep, that one. Put this up here. So what I'm using this for, there's a headband up at the front here, so I want to put something kind of headbandy. So I don't know how accurate this is, Rich, but a company in France had the PS5 up for pre-order, and they had it listed at €4.99 and €5.99, which, if that is the price, then we're looking at, well, $5.99 for the disc version would be about $800 here. And so that is beyond my giving a fuck. There will be no PS5 in my future if they are $800. I'm sorry, Sony, but not a frickin' chance. And so yeah, it seems to be kind of headed in that way, which is really a shame because it's really gorgeous what these things are able to do. I'm just ain't no way I'm gonna be paying that much for a console. It's not for me. Not that one. Hexagonal. Not that one. I'm just trying to get the hex pattern here. Yeah, I don't know that that's for certain. That's just kind of what I've heard. Now, I can tell you that in terms of being a game developer, so I don't know how many of you guys know this or not, but Scully shipped. So the game that I was working on has come out. It came out on August 4th. And one of the things that's worth noting is that we just made it under the wire in terms of where our game's going to be released. Sony has mandated, and when I say just under the wire, I mean just under the wire. Sony has mandated that all games now are going to be for both PS4 and PS5. And so that's kind of a big deal. That all the games have to be there. Action Invasion. Hi. Who are you? I don't know who you are. You guys with all your code names like you're freaking Avengers. I don't know who you are. How are things? How's life? Okay. So I'm going to pull that down a little bit. I think I might want to change the color here just a smidge as well. Just needs to be a headband looking thing. Where's the roughness? I'm going to increase the roughness on this too. Do it something like that. Okay, so let's throw a black mask on here. And we'll go select that object as being the headband part, which looks good. Oh, duh. Hello, Shin. How are things, my friend? I see what you did there. See what you did there. Let me go and there was another fabric I wanted to use on this, which was meant to look like nylon. Materials. I think Xbox Game Pass is what's going to come out on top. I think that's where you're going to see everybody go. It comes out, I think, what did they say? September 15th is when that's going to be live. I've been playing with Game Pass. I was in the beta for the longest time. I was playing with it on my phone. And it's freaking cool, man. I love that there's a ton of games. I love that you can just boot something up and start playing. That is really, really appealing. And not having an $800 console, you know. I'm sorry to hear that, Chin. I'm glad you're out. And so I'm still loving the Stadia. I've been playing a lot of what the hell have I been playing? Ghost Recon. I want to say Wildlands. I think that's the one I'm playing. The one with the Punisher in it is the one I'm playing. And it's pretty cool. I've been digging that. Definitely a neat little game. But just the ability to play it anywhere. I'm sitting here at my PC, and I can just boot it up on my computer and play. I go upstairs, I pull out my phone, I boot it up on my phone. It's the same game. I'm at the same place, and I just keep playing there. And I know Game Pass is kind of the same thing. I don't know what setting that up on the thing is. Somewhat Christian. It's very, very similar. It really depends on what you're doing. I know with character work, there's a lot of like digital doubles that you end up working on. That are, that's a good chunk of the character side of things. But oh, don't say that. Don't say that around Bunny. You're gonna give her conniption fits. About the Overwatch thing. And so yeah, like it's really, really similar. Typically, what happens with 3D models for film is that they all use displacement maps, right? So that they're rendered higher poly, and they're rendered with more detail than when you actually model on them, right? They do that instead of normal mapping or whatnot, and so that's kind of one of the big differences. But again, it's not something that I've really ever done. I have no interest in that. I'm a game developer. I got into 3D modeling because I love games. And so I see no reason to model anything but games. Because that's where my heart is. And so yeah. And so yeah. Hey. How you doing, Ted? It's not too bad, I think. I think I'm going to be happy with this. I might want to put, I don't know, some ribbing or something on this. You know what? I'm not going to care. So let me show you how quickly and easily this whole system updates. So when I've done creating one of these totems, I'm going to go and spit it out. I'll go to Projects, Cabin in the Woods. These are textures, so I'm going to go in here. I'll make a new folder. This might have already had a folder. We'll just call it Cave, and I'll select that folder, and we'll just choose our Unreal preset that we've already built, and I'll hit Export. So because of the way that I've been saving everything and moving everything, it's a really, really neat system to be able to upgrade and update. And so if you look at this here, I've already got, so this is, I already brought the mesh in at one point, just to see what it was going to look like. This is actually the texture off my, my pumpkin that's on here. That's not what that hard hat was supposed to look like. I wanted the thing to be orange. But anyway, there's that thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to right click on it and re-import it. And since I've just been using the same file as a means of overwriting, we now have the one with the perfect UVs in here. So this is now perfectly unwrapped. The other thing that I can do is I can go into my textures and materials. I'm going to go into the one called Werewolf, because that's where I've been storing all the ones that use the standard material. And I'll just take the regular material here, create an instance. We'll call this material instance underscore cave. And there's the instance. I'm going to go and import my textures now. So we're going to go to import. I'm going to go to Cabin in the Wood textures, and I called it cave. So we'll just select those 3 textures and import them. I should have renamed them because those were bad names. So this is called Cave Dweller Default Arm, which I don't want. And so we'll just go rename these here. This one, default base color and default normal map. So naming conventions, and I try to hammer this into students as much as I can, naming conventions are really, really, really important. And one of the reasons that they're really, really, really important is that most game engines have a character limit in terms of how long a name can be for a file. And if you exceed that name, it actually starts truncating the name. It starts pulling characters off of it. And And what it'll do is it'll actually start trimming off the end. And the issue with that is that the name of where this file is. So if I take this cave dweller underscore arm, the actual full name of this thing, and you can see it at the bottom of this little window here. You guys may not be able to read that. But it says ... slash ... slash ... slash ... slash ... slash. There's a whole bunch of these. These are all folders that it's in. Then it says project, cabin in the woods, textures, cave, cave dweller, default material, ARM PNG. So it's a really, really stupid long name in terms of you know, what it uses to name these things. And so when you do hit that limit, which is definitely something that'll happen if you're not being careful, it'll start truncating your file. Now, the problem with that is that when it truncates these things, the first thing to go, you can see this is cave dweller underscore arm, cave dweller BC, and cave dweller N. If it truncates 2 letters, I'm going to lose the BC for base color, the N for normal, and the ARM for the ambient occlusion, roughness, and metal. So all of these 3 textures are going to end up screwing each other up, and it won't work. So naming conventions can be super important, and really, really, really mean whether or not your system's actually going to work. So let me scroll down and do this. You see what I've done is I've introduced 2 Overwatch people to one another. And so that's it for the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Overwatch from here on out. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is go back into my totems. So I've got here meshes and totems, and I'm just going to go into this guy's totem, and we'll take the pumpkin out of here, and we'll put cave and load that in, and now that texture is good to go. So there's the material that we just built, which is really nice and handy. And that thing's going to work. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and make sure that this thing is set to small prop for the LODs, so that it does generate LODs for this thing. So you can see right now there are 700 triangles on this, and as I get close to it, it goes all the way up to 6,000. So we get down to about 10%, which is really, really nice for stuff like this. I was running into issues with performance in my map. And I was able to get it from 14 million down to 4 million, which is beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to move this. No, I'm not going to move it. I'm going to keep it here. No, I'm going to move it. Let's go move it this way. And then move it this way. So I just realized where I want to put this thing. I'm learning along the way here where I want the totems to go. Most of them haven't had a clear defined home. You know, it's just been kind of like, oh, let's put this here, let's put that there. But I do have a couple of coat hooks. And the hats here actually work really, really well on the coat hooks. And so I'm going to go hang this one on the coat hook here, which is that on the coat hook? Kind of on the coat hook. Let's bend it back a little bit. And just pull it down a little. There we go. So there. So now there's a totem of this Spelunker's hat hanging on the coat rack here by the washer-dryer combo, which is quite nice. Okay, so that's kind of the idea here, is to keep kind of trucking through these things and see how many of them we can do. Now, when I place a totem in the world like this, the first thing that I want to do is go double-check that totem is actually working. So I'm going to take the kid here and we're going to go on a little walk. Do you guys still have audio? Let me go check this. You guys don't have audio. I'm going to turn the audio back on here for a second because while building this and telling you guys about it earlier, I did neglect to mention one thing. So I wanted this thing to be pretty creepy while students were playing it and walking around. And so one of the things that I did while I did this is I put these random audio cues in the world. So what you end up with is at certain places in the map, when you walk through this audio cue, it plays something. And some of them are at random here, like this. There's a little Jack in the Box for you. So just something to be a little, ambiance kind of thing. But anyway, I was trying to figure out, like, what's really, really creepy. So there's a little bit of snarling. There's the Jack in the Box sound. Okay, let me actually just go play the audio for you because they're random. And so what I did in trying to find something that was really creepy and whatnot, I was like, oh, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. And so anyway, so what I did was I went and recorded my kids. And so my daughter, I brought her in here and I pulled the microphone down. I was like, listen, sweetie, can you laugh into the microphone for daddy? And my daughter was like, oh yeah, I'm totally an actor. Let me let me see what I can. And she was like, and I was like, no. I don't want you to be creepy. I just want you to be a little girl. No, Modus is Shin. Modus is the publisher that published the game that we developed. And so anyway, so my daughter tried a couple of times and like she was acting too much while we tried to do it. And so what I ended up doing was I ended up pulling the microphone right down. And I said, sweetie, see the little red light right here? I want you to look at the little red light and watch what it does. Now my microphone doesn't actually do anything. The red light just means the microphone's on. But she was staring at it intently. And when she was, I tickled her. The result is this. Which is my favorite thing in the entire project. It is so creepy. Now I put a little bit of reverb on it, and I faded it out a little bit so that it actually sounds like it dissipates into the ether. But man, that is chilling. And so anyway, on occasion while you're walking through here, you hear my daughter do this little chuckle, which is just creepy AF. My son then was like, Dad, I want to do something too. And I was like, okay, what do you want to do? He's like, I can laugh. And I was like, well, I don't need more than one kid laughing. Like, it's going to turn into a fucking daycare. And so I was like, let's do something else. It's going to be really, 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 really creepy. And so we did. And this is what my son did. So it's just my son whispering into the microphone. So again, I brought the microphone right down to his face. And I said, see. And so he said it, but he said it really, really slowly. Which again, just ended up being absolutely fantastic. And so yeah, that's one of them things. So I've got that kind of randomly in here. So I'm gonna go and check the system here. So I just want to make sure that the Spelunker's helmet. Oh, I have to change the description. You're going to see why in a second here. So there's the Spelunker's helmet, which I can go and interact with now and check it out. And the reason I need to change the description, it's just too bad the lamp on the front of this helmet is dead, judging by the damage to the back of it. So is the original owner. I didn't actually make damage when I modeled it, and I was aware that I was doing this. What I was going to do originally was bring it into ZBrush and kind of crack it open and put a bunch of blood and shit on it. But this is why I'm checking these things too, because they don't make a lot of sense. And so I'm going to go in and clean that up. So again, I've got my enumeration table here. Which has my list of everything that's in here. And then I've got my data table, which is actually all I need to go and change. So if I go find 26 here, oh no, that's the gnome. There's the, oh, I thought I saw the cave dweller. Somewhere in here's the cave dweller. There's the cave dweller. So 41 is the cave dweller. And then here's the description. This is what shows up in my UI. So I'll go. go fix this here. So I don't want to say judging by the damage to the back of it. Too bad the lamp on the front of this helmet is dead. Period. I don't know that there is much point in taking it without the light. But what do I know? So there. And we'll save this. Now it's not actually going to work right now. I actually have to go change this to another totem and change it back again. We'll just save all, and now the changes are going to be updated. So that should work now. I'm going to go look at it again, because often I get typos like crazy when I do this. Oh, I have all my Sheridan kids here. Look at this, guys. You guys didn't see this. So here's what appears to be everybody's favorite totem so far. So again, all of the totems are something that relates to a creature, something that people are going to be modeling for the entire duration of third year, and all of the totems are kind of in disguise a little bit. So I'll show you an example of the disguise and kind of how I've masked what it is that they're doing. But if I go take a look at this. Here's one of them here. So this is a cap. You can see it says Wayne's World. It says, looks like an old movie prop. Well, it has to be. No one would wear this in real life. I guess maybe you could wear it for Halloween. And so this is I mean, it's one of the totems, so it relates to a creature. But what you're looking at is also supposed to kind of give you clues as to who the creature might be. So if you kind of figure out how the system works, you'll kind of know what to do with these totems. So if you haven't figured it out, this totem is for Mike Myers, who is from the Halloween franchise, hence the you could wear it for Halloween. But it's also that it's Wayne's World that starred Michael Myers. And so that's kind of how a lot of these totems work, is that there's kind of a gag to some of them, and that you know, they kind of lead you in one direction while being something else. So the totem that everybody seems to love the most is over here, stuck in the table, which is the Dragonzord dagger. So this is the one that that everybody's like, oh, dude, you're totally gonna put that there. And so yeah, this is one of them there daggers. And so Dragonzord dagger looks like a replica from that 90s TV show. Some kind of a half dagger, half wind instrument. I wonder what happens when you give it a blow. So anybody know the totem that would come from this? What creature or monster you would be working on if you picked up the Dragonzord dagger? Which I just stuck in the table. Thump. Which I thought was pretty cool. But anyway, that is another totem. That seems to be the one everybody loves the best. Everybody was like, oh, you gotta do the sound effect. I want it so that when people pick it up, you hear that. Which I didn't want it. Okay, let's close this and see what Ted did there? See what Ted did there? Ted did exactly what I said. Okay, so I'm gonna make me some more totems. Let's go to, I don't need the reference of the Spelunker helmet anymore. Let's go boot up some 3DS Max. Nope, so the totem associated with that. Anybody get it? No, I see how your brain's going. Oh yeah, Max is broken. Well, shit, son. I don't know why Max's viewport just went black. This is ambient color is black. Can I change the ambient color and that'll fix it? Nope. Background color. So, I don't know what's going on with Max. I don't know why it's black in the background. Let me go to Customize, Custom User Interface, and go to Colors. Oh, that might fix. That might fix. Let me go and customize, load custom UI scheme, and I'm going to load dark. And I'm thinking, there we go. No, fucker. Well, it reset and then it went black again. So yeah, so the totem, the Dragonzord totem, refers to the creature that you get if you pick that up. I'm just looking for where it is here now. There it is the Kaiju. And kind of like the Zords. So I'll be working on a building size creature, which is kind of cool. Yeah, this is... I don't know what's going on with Max. I mean, I can still work in it like this, but... Man, that's really irritating. I don't know why. I'm gonna Google this. Maybe there's an issue that can be solved by looking at this. So this is 3ds Max viewport background is black. Set a visual style. It looks like there is a known issue. It's Autodesk software. Of course there's a known issue. Make a viewport active. So is my viewport not active? Doesn't sound like it. That doesn't look like it is of use. Oh, is it my gamma correction? That might be it. Custom user interface. No, is that in preferences? Where is that? Custom preferences. Gamma and LUT. Oh. Well, it's gray now. I'm gonna go check out my materials. My materials are blown out. Why would that? Doesn't make any sense. Okay. Whatever. I got my gray back. Not that that matters at all either. It doesn't make any sense. Let me just pop my chat back up so I can see you lovely people. No, so what happened was I actually had a circuit in my house blow. And in trying to fix it, I ended up killing the power to the whole house and forgetting that my computer was on. And so I ended up blowing the computer. And I had to go reboot it and everything, obviously. But when I came back, Max just wasn't the same. That seemed to fix it, though. I'm back to normal again. So, yay for that. A Windows shortcut key to restart your graphics driver. See, I don't think it's a graphics driver, though, right? Because I'm in Unreal, and I'm getting, like, 90 frames a second in Unreal at 4K. So, I think the driver's just fine. I think the video card's just fine. That was my assumption anyway. Okay, so I need to make a book here. What the? Now you open, you bastard. National Geographic issue. So what I'm going to do is, not issues. I need to make a book. So I'm just looking at covers of National Geographic here. I have to go through and finish these totems, and so, so the way that it worked, Jess, was we just finished dinner, and I was setting up one of the kids' tablets, and the internet went down, and I was like, oh no, the internet. And I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and the internet never came back. And so I was like, oh, okay, let me go check the modem and the router. And I did. And they're the only things that are plugged into this one circuit in the house. And so I'm not entirely sure what happened to that circuit. I don't know what happened. But anyway, I went into the fuse box and I was looking for the circuit that had blown so I could flip it to set it back again. However, none of them were blown. And I was like, well, I need to force them all to reset. And so I just went across the board and flipped them all. And then I was like, oh, fuck my computer. And there you have it. I done fucked up the whole thing. And so anyway. So I'm just looking for one of the covers here on National Geographic. Because what I'm going to do is build I need a book. Okay. 1900 by 2763. So let's go and start with that. Let's go make a plane in the top view. Yeah, do it up, Nick. Do it up, brother. Again, there's a lot of people getting feedback and stuff in there, and so keep with it. Jess, don't you laugh at me. Thanks for showing up, Nick. We do this every night between 8 and midnight, and so you're welcome to come back and hang out again another day. And so yeah, come back and join us again. You also made me forget my numbers. 1900, 2763. 2763. 1900. Okay. So let's go just put this here. Funny that you're here, Jess, because I'm going to be making the Etten totem. Oh, weird. It didn't, custom user interface. It didn't load my, my quads. It's really, really interesting. Yeah, Shin, there's a Discord. I started this up when we went remote. I didn't need it for Sheridan for teaching, but George Brown didn't have anything in place for us to teach when we went remote. And so I ended up teaching the remainder of my classes on Discord for my George Brown kids. And so I created a server and gave them all links to it and brought them all in, taught my classes there. And then when the semester ended, went back to working at the studio and whatnot, and we were using Discord. And it wasn't until one of my students sent me a message, and I went and looked, and everybody was still in the Discord, and they were still using it. And so, yeah, I was like, oh, well, let's kind of keep this going. And so we did. It's been kind of a wealth of usefulness to people, in that there are feedbacks given and people doing all kinds of things, posting work and getting help with software. It's neat because I've got students from every school that I've taught at that are there. I've been teaching now. This is going to be my 10th year teaching. And so I've got students, from 10 years ago who are now teachers alongside me that are working and in there. I've got some industry veterans that are in there that hang out and give feedback, and it's kind of a nice little community that's building. And so I see no reason to bring it down at any point in time. So yeah. What do we got here? What the hell am I doing? I'm trying to load my UI. So where did I put this? I put this in D documents, 3ds Max workspace. Okay, there we go. Some of my UI is back. Come down the room. Let me do an extrude. It's probably about the thickness. Cap this. That's about as thick as a National Geographic would be. I think what I'm going to do is add a little bit of... maybe not. Maybe I just leave it as a fucking... maybe I'll just do it like this. Wait, no. I want to avoid complicating it just because I can. I'm going to see what I can do here. I like that. Why go tonight? I'm just saving a reference image here that I'm planning on using. Okay. You just walked away. You got it, Kent. I'll talk to you later, bud. Thanks for hanging out for a little while. Really don't think I need to do anything else to this. Okay, so I think the majority of the work that I'm going to do here is in making my own National Geographic cover. That's kind of why I was looking at these guys here. So I think the only thing that I need to make this look legitimate is the title, National Geographic, is the yellow border, and then my own interior section. And that's going to be... I'm just looking up what I need. So I just Googled the terminology of polycephaly. Poly meaning many, and cephaly meaning head, which is actually a thing that happens. And what I need is I need an image that I can use as a National Geographic style cover for polycephaly. I should read my description, what I did for the Etten as well, because if I said what it's going to be... the Etten. This was my first love. Stranger Magazine appears a knockoff of well-known Geographic Digest. This issue is based on the naturally occurring phenomena of polycephaly. The back of the cover has an ad for a can't-miss product. What the hell was I going to do with that? No idea. No idea what I was going for that. Also, this is supposed to be a knockoff magazine. It's to go, and if they leaves you for dead. Polycephaly. What is that? Crazy. I also should be careful here with Googling, because things often come up on Google that I was ill prepared for, which can lead to the YouTube channel getting shut down too. Got to be careful. Oh. Done. That's the one. That's what I'm going to use. I might actually look for D&D something or other. Okay, let me... I need this. I want to use the yellow. Save image as, and I'll just go throw this in Cabin in the Woods and reference. We'll just dump it in there. We'll see what we can do about photoshopping this. Etten, anti-Etten. That's not what I wanted to do at all. I wanted to hit open. Do 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 do. Reference this guy. Okay, so let's see what I can do here in terms of getting rid of the background. I'm going to grab... I think I actually just want to change that too. I think all I really need is the yellow. Let's bring this to 64. Invert. No, not invert. Invert and delete. No, don't do that. That. Okay. And then we're going to paste. Throw this underneath. Let's go and scale this little fella up a little bit. And put him here. I actually want to... I'm going to mirror this thing. Flip horizontally. Because I want him to be offset on that side. I like the way you think, Jess. I'm going to try a content-aware fill. I'm going to see how good it does with this. We'll see how this works. Photoshop is magical, but man, it's not. That is impressive that it was able to do that. I love me content-aware fill, man. Photoshop inventing more picture. Mental that I can do that. Okay, so I need a National Geographic pun. International geometry. Let's do that. I'm gonna bring... Why did that... There we go. Snap that. No, undo. Snap, I say. Snap. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go to text. And... text. There we go. Put the text here. International. What the Sam Hill? Let's try that again. This. Let's change that to white. International Geography. Okay, I realize that is really hard to see. Let's see what the font looks like. Again, I don't need to be 100% accurate here. Just kind of close enough. Doink. Just stranger things have happened to know. That's not bad. Let's bring 180 down. Let's try 150. Are there any post-grads besides the concept art program? There's design as well, Bunny. Design actually is an older one than the concept art. It was there first. I've been pushing for a little while to try and get a modeling one, but it's also based on interest as well. But yeah, there's a design one. Why are you thinking of going back? Told myself that you were right for me. So lonely in your company. Think I don't like it. What the only one I know of, Rich, is at Seneca. Seneca's got one. I'm gonna remove these. Seneca's got one. I taught there for a little while, and it's actually really good. The year that I taught there, I want to say 6 of the 7 finalists in the UB NXT contest were students of mine from there. And so it is definitely something that is doable. Need your love. I hear you, brother. I would love to make a character only one. I think that would be super useful to make. Go through everything, have 1 year, specify clothing and things like that. Do humans, do animals, there's a lot of stuff you could do. Something that I've done, but I don't want to live that way. I'm going to try and just brighten this image up a little bit here where this is not going well. Used to know. Need your love. And I feel so rough. Let's see if I can go clean this up a little bit. Need your love. Yeah, that's not gonna work. That I used to know. Still struggling with eyes. Man, you should here, look at this. Look at the eyes I did on this kid. This one. Move this over a little bit so we can zoom right in on him. Whoop. His eyes are crazy. You can do an entire class on eyes, man. There is something. I don't know that this image is going to work in terms of making it look like National Geographic. Where's my polycephaly? I really did like that image, but maybe I should look for another one. I think it's just too busy across the top where I need to put that. What is this? Whoa. Down in a hole and I don't know if be saved. Looking for something that's within the realm of the right dimensions as well. Is there any 3D modeling certificate courses? Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Certificate programs. I mean, George Brown's got a certificate program in modeling, and I mean, most of the modeling programs are certificate programs. What is this? But my wings have been torn in half. See, I'm wondering if I don't just Photoshop a combination of things together. Okay, what if instead of doing that, I actually put a picture of an Eton on it? Kicking myself in the teeth. I was hoping to find something that looked a little bit better than this stuff. And that's not bad. I would like something that just looks a little bit more real. Losing control. I'd like to fly. That's cool. Okay. Okay. Not gonna go Eton. I think I just gotta suck it up and grab the largest image I can find of an animal. Something in this world. Give me part of me from you. Then rain down and here I stand. Yeah, I want to avoid using actually real people, conjoined twins and stuff like that. It might be a little insensitive to use conjoined twins. The snakes are really cool. Losing control. Ooh. Hot chicks. Okay. Let's see what I can do with this. I like this. Fly. So the reason I like this, I'm going to have to fake the resolution on it here, but that's not going to be an issue. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm going to grab the background here of this guy, and we'll do a content-aware fill again. And this will be a brainless fill because it'll just give me more of the color, which this actually looks a little bit more like a magazine, proper magazine cover now. I'm going to shift the birds over a little. Merge that down. I'm going to move the birds over a little bit because I want to put some writing down the right. And I need to fake a little bit more resolution out of this because I scale that up quite a bit So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to duplicate this layer. I'm going to go to Filter, Other, and High Pass. And on the high pass layer, I'm going to set it to be an overlay. And what this does, if we go zoom in here, it's not perfect, but it just sharpens everything a little bit, which is not bad. Doom, doom. Okay, next. I'm going to merge that down. I want to put some more writing on the book to make it look more like these ones where they have a lot of, like, other things written here. And so I'm going to move this over. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, is this my text? That's my text. So I'm going to go and, no, yes. Just going to stretch it out a little bit. I'm going to move these guys over here. No, you know what I'm going to do? Okay, that really lovely that you did that. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to here. And we're going to flip this horizontally. The reason I'm going to flip it horizontally is it's darker on that side, which will make for a better composition. So I'm going to move it over. Grab the empty spot again. Content aware fill again. Oh, money. Doom, 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 doom. Alright, so I'm going to go type over here. I definitely want to put this onto Arial. And bold. Do I have a bold in here? Bold. Okay. This needs to be all caps. Poly. I don't need shift. Polycephaly. I'm gonna stretch this out, I think. Polycephaly are two heads actually better than one? Question mark. Okay. Early one morning to kill. Okay, I'm going to bring the opacity of this down a little bit so it doesn't detract from the title. I look my head on my head. Some catalogs up here. Best cameras for those who need to Viewfinders. I hung my head. I hung my head. Doing coins. All the rage. Okay, let's make this a little bit bigger. I wondered his wife. God damn it. Okay, stop. There. This here. Drop this down. Okay, drop shadow. Make this a little bit smaller. Hill. The one last thing I want to do is do a little bit of text up here. Okay. I'll move this down just a little bit. Let's grab the text down a little bit, and then I just need, I can do it here. Okay. Okay, I'm going to save this now. Oh, I need the spine as well. I'm going to go see if I can find a reference for the spine. National Geographic. Spine. Just more yellow with the writing going sideways. Okay, let's do that. Where's my frame? That's my frame. I'll put this here. I'm on the outside. I'm looking in. I can see through you. See you the others. Inside you're ugly. Ugly like me. Let's do this again. Actually, that one. That one. That one. This one. Okay. Let's duplicate that. Invert its color. Rotate it 90 degrees. And shrink it down. I could never have. Like that. Okay, and then I'm going to, I have to move this. I keep bumping my chat off. There we go. Okay. Let's do that. Bring it down here. Grab this one. Yeah. I'm on the outside. I'm looking in. I can see through you. See your true colors. Inside you're ugly. Ugly like me. Can see through you. See you the real you. Okay, I'm gonna bump some other text in here. Let's do September. Let's not do it in yellow. This wasting, and I feel all this pain. Stuffed it down. Okay. So we've got a cover, we've got a spine. I don't know what I was thinking of for the ad on the back. Okay. I'm on the outside. I'm looking in. I'm see through you. See your truth. Inside you're ugly. Ugly like me. I can see through you. See you're the real you. I have no idea. I had something obviously very clever planned for the cover of this. And I don't know what the hell it was. I might have waited too long to do this. Oh, what's that? There's a movie that Matt Damon was in about conjoined twins. Quadoculars. Do, 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 do. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, I'm just gonna put a random ad on the back because I don't know what I was thinking. I'll remove it from the description. Oh, that's lovely. It's gonna be a little small, but I got an idea. I got an idea. Okay. Copy new. 1900. And how wide is this? 90. Okay. Image. Come on. Canvas size. We're going to anchor it here, and this has to be 3890. There's my back cover. Okay, let's... Not what I wanted. Okay, so let's see what we can do with this. Good enough. And we'll just paint on the underside of it. Okay, brush size. Come on, you. Cross there, cross there. Okay. Now let's see. Whoop. So I'm hoping this is low res enough that it'll actually make sense when I do this. But the goal here is that I'm going to try and make this girl... I think, Christian, the proper terminology... would be there were conjoined twins during the Confederacy. Through the glass, don't know how much time has passed. Oh God, it feels like forever. Forever feels like home. Sitting all alone inside your head. Looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed. How much is real? You don't expect an easy answer. When something like a soul becomes initialized and folded up like paper dolls and little notes, can't expect a bit of votes. And while you're outside looking in, describing what you see, you're staring at is me, 'cause I'm looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed. Forever feels like home. Sitting all alone inside your head. Let's see if this is gonna work. And now my damn they come to mannequins, contaminating everything that came from the heart. Really did right from the start. It's just a different scene. Remember, it's just different from what you've seen. Okay, so I'm just trying to lay down a little bit of color here. Forever feels like home, sitting all alone inside your head. I'm looking at you through the glass, don't know how much time has passed. Yeah, let's do a little bit more. inside your head. In the stars. There we go. And it's the stars. And it's the stars that lie to you. Yeah, yeah. I'm looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed. God, it feels like forever. Forever feels like home. Sitting all alone inside your head. I don't know what I should sing that as. I know that it feels like forever. Forever feels like home. Inside your head. Where the hell did you go? Reference. There's my cover. And it's the stars, the stars. Looking at you through the glass. I don't know how much time has passed. Okay, so we're gonna go edit my UVs here, obviously. The stars that lie to you. So let's detach this. That's the bottom. Detach that. That. I think it's these ones are the pages. And this one is the spine. Wink. Okay. Wish I was dead to cry. Self-affliction fades. Stones to throw at my creator, to which I cater. Okay, so that should work. We just gotta go place it now. Let's go into vertices. I've got my snaps turned on here. And the reason for that is I want to snap them to there. And once I hold on, I won't let go till it bleeds. Let's turn the snaps off here now. I was dead to care, if indeed I cared at all. Never had a voice to protest, so you fed me. I wish I had a reason, my flaws are open season. One good turn deserves my dying. So I'm just going to assign a second material here to these. The idea is the second material will just be pages. Won't let go till it bleeds. Okay, so now I'm gonna go do the UVs on that. Let's try. No, let's not do that way. Let's grab this and relax it till flat. Instead of live, the zombie hides my face. Shall forgotten with its memories, diaries kept with dick entries. I don't need to be. I'll keep slipping farther. Once I hold on, won't let go. You don't need to bother. Okay, so we got some pages in the book. So all I want to do now is try and make it look a little bit more. I mean, it's just a box with a book texture on it. And so I'm going to go and soften these edges here. The other ones on the other end, they can be flat, right? Because that's kind of the end of the pages. But these guys here, if I take them and I throw a little bit of a chamfer on here, just to give it, you can see how much that already starts to make it look a little bit better. Do that. Killer. Bunny, have you heard Stone Sour do Wicked Games? He's magnifique. What I expected. And if I don't belong, who would have guessed it? Now, we need to make this a proper game texture. The asset is fine the way it is, but I actually need this to be a proper game texture, and that's going to be a little bit more tricksy. Invert this. We'll auto smooth these. I mean, it's not going to be tricksy, but it's going to be something that is necessary here to do to make sure that it actually works in the game engine the right way. I can't just bring in whatever resolution this texture is. So here's what I'm going to do. This is called high poly. The one reflected, and if I did something wrong, who would have guessed it? To make you feel like it's not too late, it's never too late. Now and again we try to just stay alive. So this one's called High Poly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to clone it. And the clone, we'll call it a copy, is going to be called Low Poly. And the reason I want to do that is I'm going to go and edit the UVs of the low poly. Won't be as I care. This world will never be what I expected. And if I don't belong, boom, boom. Come on. So I just want to get this to be a little bit closer to the width of the book here. Not too late. It's never too late. It's not too late. It's never too late. Well, that's good. There, that's what I want. So my low poly now, if you take a look at it, does not have the UVs in the right place. They're not exactly where they should be. And I'm going to make sure that material ID wise, the whole frickin' book is set to 1. No one can save me but you. The strange world desire make foolish people do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to render to texture, and I'm just going to spit it out from one that has the perfect one into the one that I have. I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. No, I don't want to fall in love. This could go into textures, I think. Let's make a new folder called Etten. We'll leave the name of that for now. And that should actually render beautifully. With you. Now, I am getting, you can see there's speckles on here, which are missing polygons. Now, the reason that's happening is that the geometry is in exactly the same place. So the trick to doing this is to put a little push modifier on this guy. What a wicked thing to do, to make me dream of you. What a wicked game to say, to never feel that way. A wicked thing to do, to make me dream of you. There we go. So all I wanted was just to push it enough that they're not in exactly the same place, and the end result is no mixed pixels. I don't know why this happens. It shouldn't actually ever happen. What you're seeing is a result of one mesh interfering with the other, which isn't something that's supposed to be able to happen. But, you know, it's Max. What are you going to do? Okay, so I'm going to create a new material here to put on my low poly. And we are I'm not going to delete that guy yet. Let's make sure that this looks good. So again, I've baked this down to a 2K texture now, so it is actually what I want it to be. When you... Strange world desire make foolish people do. Look at that. There should be no difference between these two books. And one's got a game res texture, and one don't. So we can delete this guy. I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. No, Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to reset the X-form here. I've got it down to the scale I want it to be, I think. We're going to export it. And I need to bring it inside of my software here, inside of Painter, in order to actually make it look good. Right now there's just an image on it, but I want it to look like a magazine, right? So we're going to go to Cabin in the Woods here again. FBX, this is a totem. And this is for Etten, who's not here. Etten might still be called two-headed creature. No, but hey, love's no one. So most of my work on this one was done in Photoshop. I'm going to open up Painter. I've actually got a second book I've got to do as well. The second book is a comic book, and so I'm going to do it in a slightly different way. Okay, file new. So this one's going to be really interesting because 2K, I'm going to, this down here, two-headed creature, that's fine. I'm going to do my bakes as I typically do. However, I'm going to bake with the low poly as the high. Now, the bakes are pretty, I mean, really simplistic here. But I need them to be there. To the dance floor as the music dies. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to import the image that I just made. Never gonna dance again. I know you're not a fool. I should have known better than to cheat a friend that I've been given. So I'm going to go to textures and Etten here again. Whoa. Won't be able to do that until I hit OK. So I'm just going to bring this image in, and I'm going to say, bring it in as a texture. And current session only. Okay, now watch this. So I'm going to go to my layers, and I'm going to add a fill. In the fill, I'm going to add this to my color so that it shows up the right way. Is all you'll find, never gonna dance again. So this is color. And color's all I want from this. The next thing I'm going to add another fill. This fill is going to be a height map. And I'm going to put the same image in the height. Now this is going to act really screwy where the birds are and stuff. It's actually trying to use it like a height map. And actually, all I want are the pages out of this. So with that done, we'll call this page height. I'm going to add a black mask. We'll use the polygon selector. And we can add the height back to just the 3 polygons around the sides. So that we actually get what looks like depth out of that. Okay, the next thing that I want, I'm going to go back in here, pictures, ZBrush alphas, generic. I'm never gonna dance again. I think. I know you're not a fool. Should have known better than to cheat a friend. I think it's this one I want. Texture, current session, import. So I'm going to do another fill layer, and this one's going to be just height as well. And I'm going to put this crumpled paper in the height, and I'm going to scale it down. Oh. Okay, so that's going to start kind of manipulating the cover. Now, obviously, it's really, really strong. That's not what I wanted. I want my height. And I'm going to ramp this way down. And again, the only thing I'm really looking for is just kind of some slight variation in the cover, just so it's not perfectly smooth. And again, that is affecting the sides here as well. So you're getting a little bit of like warbles in the paper, which looks really, really lovely. The last thing that I want to do is the roughness on this. So I want to make it look like it's actually glossy paper with some kind of deformation to it. Something going on there. Oh, I know what it is. I'm a fool. It's this. Select my polygons. And there were more polygons I didn't select. Send away for a priceless gift. There we are. Okay, so I'm going to add another fill. And this one's just going to be roughness. And in the roughness, I'm going to go look for some noise. Noise. Doing what you're told. No one knows. Actually, I don't want noise. Look at grunge here instead. So we're going to add. Geez, that's not bad, actually. Even just out of the gate like that. And I'm staring through the barrel of a 45. Except the way things have changed, staring down a barrel. Okay, that gives me something a little bit more complete in terms of material. So we're going to go spit these out now. Textures. I'll go throw this in my project. Cabinets of Woods. Textures. I do have an Etten folder, so we'll toss him in there. For a while. High up on the shelf. We'll go to Unreal. And close the kid. Let's go to my textures and materials. Again, I'm going to throw this in my werewolf folder because they line up with that material type. Whatever happened? Okay, so I'm going to rename these in here before I import them. And I'm going to do that because I have a renaming tool. And we are going to replace underscore 07 default underscore with underscore. Boink. And now I'll import them. We'll reset our sRGB. Make another instance. Okay, so if I go to my totems now, I'm sitting through the ashes. Zap the way things had changed. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, Etten's done. Let's go find out where he is. Staring down the barrel. $45. Where the hell are you? There you are. 28. Okay, make sure I'm in the right map. I'm in the right map. Go grab my blueprint. Change it to 28. Yeah, book's a good size. Need a place to put the book. That went far too far. I'm going to take a look here and see if this works. And look at that, I spawned right near it. Let's go full screen here. In there. This strange magazine appears to be a knockoff of a well-known Geographic Digest. This issue seems to be based on the naturally occurring phenomena of polycephaly. The back of the cover has an ad for a can't miss product. There we go. Will there be a lava lamp? What creature do you think needs a lava lamp? Whom do you think needs a lava lamp? Slimy one. Okay, let's go look at my totems here and see what's next on my list. What do we got? I got about an hour left here. I can do another totem in an hour. As long as I choose it correctly. I don't know how the hell I'm going to do that. Or that. Chainsaw. Plant. Oh, the badge. Okay. Okay, let me read the description of this again. Badge, mutant cyborg. Looks like someone got this from a sci-fi convention. There's no relevant date on the object. No way of knowing how old it is. Yeah. Okay. So this one should be fairly easy to do. Okay, let's see how quickly I can prattle this thing off. So I'm in max here already. Let's delete this. I'm going to start off. Eesh, I think I'm going to start off with a box. Okay, so I'm going to make a box about yay big. Tunable poly and turbo smooth it. Okay. Okay, grab these vertices, push them in a little bit, better. So I'm going to try to get the shape just right, or this is not going to work. Okay, I like that. Now we're gonna go get rid of half of it. Since I could hold my head up high, since I saw you, bring it down. It's been a while. On my own 2 feet again. Since I said, duck down. These two bridge. And then we're gonna go right across Broadway. That's funny. Target weld. So I'm doing turbo smooth here for a very important reason, Rich. And that's that this thing is supposed to be kind of oval and rounded. But if you use a sphere to do something like this, you're going to end up with a pole at the middle where you get this weird pinching. But because I made it out of a cube with turbo smooth, I end up with a very, very smooth shape. Really important. Since I could say I love myself as well, and been a while, just like I always do. Okay, so next I'm gonna go, let's turn this off. When I'm with you. Okay, so up and in. To me, I know it's a... That's not gonna work. Okay, let's do it with an edge. Again, oh yeah. How much I feel this way. Just make it go away. There we go. Okay. That looks nice. Nice. I like it. I'm going to my top view. I think it's not quite the right shape. I'm going to try and make it. I'm going to try and make it the right shape. Myself straight. It's been a while since I said I'm sorry. That's better. Since I've the way the candles light your face, and it's been a while, but I can still remember. Tuk, tuk, tuk. Okay. Very, very smooth. I'm gonna blame this on my father. He cut for me. So I'm gonna set this guy to be a Bezier. It's been a while. I'm going to set this guy to be Bezier corner. Whoop. Whoop. Okay, next. I'm going to reset the X-form on this thing. I'm going to add an extrude to it. Like so. Bring it up here. Okay. We're going to go into the interpolation of this. And I'm going to bring this up to 16. I want it to be as dense topologically as the bottom is. Okay, I think that's going to work. I'm going to put a turn to poly on this. Actually, before I do that, what do we want to do? What is this I'm listening to? This is a great fucking tune. I've never heard this before. Okay. Now I'll do a turn to poly. Let's see if I can fix this first. Okay. Oh, that's not good. Why would you do it that way? What are you gonna do? I'm just gonna try and force its hand a little bit in terms of the topology. What do you wanna do? Okay, let's try the... Okay, that's better. There it is. Star Trek badge. Let's go and UV this bad boy. I'm going to start with a planar. What are you gonna do? Try this again. Fuck off. Well, then, good enough. It's the bottom of it anyway. Okay, this guy, I should be able to just split these corner edges. Not all the way up, sir. I may need to bring this into Maya. Okay, let's do that. Let's bring it into Maya. Export selected. I've never lived before. I must be sleeping. Now that you're here, so far away. One life. Ooh. What was that? Computer just shit the bed. Not a clue. I'm not of fame, the person that I am today. Okay. Import. I must be sleeping. And now that we're here so far away. Okay. Let's enter the magic of Maya. So far away. Let's go and lay this out with rotation. We'll see if we can't get a better translate, rotate. The person that I am today. Please don't shame me. Good enough. So far away. The person that I am today. Okay, let's go back to Max. Let's get this out of here. Bring in the right one from Max. Okay, so this thing's got proper UVs now. Shite. I'm going to set this to 30. What happened? Speed. Okay, and I'll get rid of this side. Okay, happy with that. So I'm just going to rename them now. Emblem underscore low. And this one is back low. Okay, let's export these. That it is, Rich. That it is. Star Trek. I have a totem for a creature for which the Star Trek badge is going to be my totem. Okay, so that got exported. I'm going to change this to say hi. And this one to say hi. And Jesus Christ, that material sucks. Fucking Maya. Okay, so on these guys, I'm going to do this two different ways. We're going to chamfer this one. That's not chamfer. Chamfer. And we're going to do unsmooth, minimum angle off. We're going to bring the amount down. Turbo smooth. With, I don't know, like 4 iterations. Smooth. Okay, then this guy is going to be a turbo smooth using smoothing groups. And I'll give it a couple of iterations. And then another turbo smooth on top. Nope. Let's do a 4th. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to export these two as high. Last mesh. High. Okay, so let's go painter. Intentions. It's 11:30. 20 minutes. Okay? Got a 20-minute texture job here, which includes baking. Science were not. Mutant cyborg. Gonna do this one at 1024. Please. No. Okay. Take away. Change my intent, good intentions. Wow, that actually baked quite nice. Then me run your affection. Okay, so texture materials now. Let's start with some gold. And I'm going to warm this up a little bit. I don't want to end up in brass, but I want it to be a little bit warmer gold. And we're going to polish it up a little bit. Okay. And a black mask. I'm going to select this guy. Alright. Goodbye. We are in your affection. Sure, you know, I kind of actually dig it just like that. Okay, select all of that, and then change my intent, good intention. Yes, I'm the your take. Boom, boom. Okay. So I'm just going through and deselecting these top faces here because I want to give the amount of polish on the top. I just want to give it a different finish. Okay. I think I'm actually Gonna bring the roughness down on this one. Okay, and then I'm gonna add another titanium pure on top of that. I'm gonna bring the roughness up a little bit. Can I copy my mask? Yes, copy my mask. Black mask. Paste mask. And then we're gonna add levels to the mask where we're just gonna invert it. And I'm gonna add a paint. We'll just go select this guy. Okay. So there's the gist of it. Boom, boom. So now I'm going to go add some roughness to this. Take the time just to listen. Much too loud. Need it all. Damn it. Roughness. Only if it's real. On and on and on. Okay, and then I'm just going to add some dirt to it. I don't want to make it filthy, but I also don't want to make it look brand new. Real as ever. Another death. Okay, grunge amount down. Real as ever. Do 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 do. Okay, so let's go and export these textures. Solid ground. Survive the fall. Okay, so the first thing I gotta do is actually scale this. Just delete these guys and import the actual object. Seem to fade. My real away. Okay, so where's my grid? Real as ever. I'm gonna attach them together, I think. Real as ever. So this is a fairly small totem. I've got a couple of them that are really tiny. Do 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 do. This is number 49. Oh, I should have known that. Oh, I should have known that. This guy? Go and import those textures. Run, dun, 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 dun. Okay. Look, look, look. Let's figure out where I'm going to put this thing first. This is now your life. I'm going to see if I can't just put it here. I don't know that that's going to read. And try and figure it out. It's this way. Yeah, so there's something wrong with the collision on this stupid thing. So I can't actually put it there. The collision on this cabinet that I built prevents any totem from being read there, which kind of sucks because it's a great place to put a totem. The one thing I need before I die, all I want, all I need. Whoa, whoa. Find someplace without a lot of stuff going on. The good life. Oh, how about right here? Who I am. It's time for me to take a stand. If any day could be the last, all I want. Whoa, whoa, all I want. The good life. Okay. Hold on, hold on. I always wanted it this way. Oh. I might move that candle up so you can see it a little bit better. Always wanted it this way. Not bad. All I need. So yeah, I am going to bring the light up. Because I want to call attention to this a little bit. Whoa, whoa. Boogadoo, boogadoo, boo. You know what I might do is I might put a box here and put it on the box. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to leave it there. It doesn't get seen. It doesn't get seen. Okay, save all. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 totems to go. And other than bringing the kid animations in, that's going to be it. That's going to be it. Okay, I still have no idea how I'm going to do this one. The ghoul, this is actually just a tombstone. Which is funny because I've already got, like, the ancient one is a prayer stone, which looks an awful lot like a tombstone. And so I'm going to have to do something a little different for the tombstone. The mirror. That's the fish. Don't know what the fuck to do with this. Maybe I'll do it just like a Maui fishing hook type thing. I need something for the Cyclops. Hmm. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for me for tonight. I don't think I want to do any more of these things tonight. None of them are. I mean, it's 10 to midnight. None of them are short little things. I'm gonna have to put a good chunk of time into them. But yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna cut it for today. Not a bad idea. Bad idea. So yeah, I'm gonna call it there for tonight, and yeah, let's pick this up again tomorrow. So for the uninitiated, I do this every weekday night between 8 and midnight. Plugging away on this thing and working away. Eventually, when this is done, I'm going to be moving back onto my personal project, which is what I'd much rather be doing. And so, if you want to be a part of this and catch up with me, and check out what I'm working on, then I welcome you to come back. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the little notification bell. And what that'll do is every time I go live, you'll get a notification so that you know I'm up and running. We've got the Discord channel up and bopping around. That is kind of an all the time thing. And so don't feel like you've got to wait for a live stream to pop in there and show off stuff that you're working on and give feedback to those that are posting stuff there. And we'll see what we can do about growing this little community of ours and seeing how large we can get this. And so yeah, thanks again for hanging out and kind of seeing what I'm up to. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow. Thanks again. See ya.